Hey, what's up guys? Devil Dog Gamer here. Welcome to another Marine Corps Mondays. And this week I'm doing another question and answers. First off, I'd like to say this week's question's pretty crazy. I saw quite a lot of disturbing questions, I'll put it that way, like asking me, kills, how far I've killed somebody, how I felt, did I laugh, like some crazy ass questions. Some of those I found a little disrespectful. Listen, war ain't like a video game. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of fucking shit that lingers with people afterwards. And as much as some people like to think it's funny and how killing a person is easy, killing somebody isn't easy. I mean, it is easy in a way. It's pulling the trigger. That's the easy part. All you do is pull the trigger. Anybody can fucking do that. It's how you carry yourself and live your life after doing such an act. So I don't really find those questions pertinent, funny, cute. So to those guys who did it, be a little more respectful. To those guys who yelled at them, thank you very much. You're better men than them. Alright, so now we're going to start on to the questions. How do I feel about fighter pilots, and did I want to ever be a pilot? Now, I'm pretty sure I talked about this before. When I first started thinking about the military, I wanted to go into the Air Force as a pilot. I was working on getting my schooling up so I could do the Air Force Academy and stuff. And then after 9/11, I decided I want to go in the Marines, be infantry, and have more of an impact on the battlefield. Now, how I feel about fighter pilots, I respect the shit out of them. Even though they're not on the ground fucking getting shit done, there were a lot of times where we had some close air support come in and dump their load and hung around on station for us to do gun runs if needed. They didn't want to leave us hanging, and they did it until they pretty much had to roll out because of fuel. And that's some cool shit right there. I wouldn't say, I'm pretty sure it's their protocol, but the way they would just hang around and support us and be like, we're here if you need us, we're not far away. Just give us a call, we're going to be right here. That's what's cool about it. That's why I like fighter pilots. They got my respect. They always fucking were there when you needed them. They were always ready to fucking unleash hell on earth when you needed it and the shit went down. So yeah, I like fighter pilots. Same with helicopter pilots. I've seen a lot of helicopter pilots fly into some crazy ass shit to get people out, and shit that I would have been scared shitless to go through. So crew chiefs, helicopter pilots, I'm big fans of them. They definitely saved me some walking time around there. I see this question. I keep seeing it pop up. I've answered this question 100 times. I'm gonna say it again because I keep seeing it. It's just a repeat question. Let me go ahead and say, to urge everyone again, if you are a new subscriber, and this is why you like the Marine Corps Mondays, you like me answering questions, go back and watch them all. I implore you to go back and watch all my question and answers or Marine Corps Mondays, because majority of the questions I saw I've answered before. I mean, it's not a bad series. I mean, there's a lot of information in there. It would really benefit people who are interested in the Marines to go back and check the entire series and get the info they need and, listen to your questions answered. But do they check medical records? They do not check medical records. There is no centralized database of medical records anywhere in the world. The only way they check your medical records is if you say you have some sort of, problem. Say you tell them I broke my leg 2 years ago. They're going to check your medical records. They're going to find out everything about that broken leg, and then you're probably going to get disqualified. If it's something that's not serious that is going to impact, life or death situation or, injury for the rest of your life, don't tell them about it. It's simple. Don't tell them it. I mean, if you have screws and shit that's going to show up, and you might want to say something about that. But other than that, just keep your mouth shut. They're never going to find out. Same if you have ADD or ADHD. Don't tell them that. They're not going to find out. You think all the psychologists have some crazy database they throw their shit in? Hell no, they don't. Don't say shit. Just keep your mouth shut. Everybody's crazy who joins the Marines. Don't worry about it. Alright. Now, this one. Why did I want to join infantry? I've answered this before. Pretty much after 9/11, I got a little pissed. I lived outside of DC. I watched the smoke rise from freaking the Pentagon. I was actually in ROTC class when it happened, so we were all there, and you know, our chief warrant officer, who was a Marine from 8th and I, pretty much told us, everyone who's joining, you're all going to war after this. I felt that I could have more of an impact on the war from an infantry standpoint, because those are the guys who get shit done. We go in and get shit done. We're the ones who go in. I mean, sure, you can drop bombs all you fucking want, but you're not going to get everybody. That's why you send in the infantry, because we are going to fucking get everybody. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in there, in the shit, changing shit, you know, one trigger pull at a time. And that's why I did it. I mean, the action's there. I mean, I never had a dull day. Well, yeah, I could say I had a dull day. Standing on post is kind of dull every once in a while. But that's one of the reasons I did it. I wanted to directly impact the fate of this war. And, you know, even though you're only one man, everything you do impacts it in the long run. So that's why I did it. Alright, so what do I think of Marine Reserves? This is a difficult question. I have two types of Marine Reserves that I deal with. You got the guys who did 4 years active, and then they do 4 years reserve to do college and stuff. They're cool in my books. Then you got the guys who join up, go to boot camp, and go straight to reserves, and that's all they do. Those guys are fucking assholes. Why would you join the Marines to do reserves? That's it. That's fucking retarded. That's why you have the National Guard. Go join the National Guard, you're gonna do this. If you go through all hell on earth in boot camp just to do the reserves, that's fucking stupid. That is really stupid. There's plenty of other branches that definitely want you for that. We call reserves and National Guard guys tampons because they're only used once a month. That's the way I feel about them. But if you're a reservist and I call you a tampon and you're like, hey, I did 4 years active and, you know, I deployed here, yeah, you're cool in my books. But if your guy's like, oh, I did reserves right after boot camp, dude, why the fuck did you join the Marines? So, I mean, to anybody who's thinking about the reserves, do 4 years active. Get all the fucking time in the Marines, see what the Marines is about, then do reserves after that, go get your schooling done, go get all that shit done, become a tampon. So that's what I have to say about that. Alright, how did the Marines change my life? Well, as a lot of you guys know from my Fucked Up Friday series, I was quite an asshole back in the day. That all changed from the second I stepped on the yellow footprints. I definitely learned that my ways were not going to fly. Quickly changed my ways. And I don't know, I mean, this kill is retarded. But the way I look at it, it completely gave me a 180 on life. I went from this fucking douchebag asshole who didn't give a fuck to somebody who actually had their shit together and you know, really thought about, had more morals, thought situations through more, and really analyzed stuff and thought more about life. And then you know, after deployments, you really start to value your life and the people you have around it. And you take things like fucking, I don't know, like meaningless shit, like your car, fucking the shit you buy, fucking nice TVs, video games. That stuff doesn't mean crap to me compared to the people I have around me. I would fucking give up everything, my fucking computer, everything I own, all my guns, if it meant that I could spend, I mean, if you told me I couldn't see anybody, any of my friends, nothing, all that bullshit, if I wanted to keep all this shit, I would fucking dump it in a heartbeat, and this one's part's my fault. I mean, all this shit's meaningless to me, honestly. I mean, this is not how I want to be remembered when I'm gone, as some guy fucking who didn't do anything, didn't spend time with anybody, didn't care about anybody, and played fucking video games all day and shit. And I find that it's more important. People that are close to you and that actually care about you are more important than anything else. And that really took getting shot at almost every fucking day to teach me that. And that your time here is short. And you really need to think about how you want to spend it. Do you want to spend it fucking working your ass off for nothing, or do you want to spend it with the people you care about? You know what I mean? Alright, so next question. Was there any hand-to-hand combat in Iraq, and did I ever witness any? The only hand-to-hand combat I saw was when we would do checkpoints. We'd be searching personnel. They like to touch your weapon. for some fucking reason, they like to touch your fucking weapon. There'd be a few times where, yeah, that was a grenade fail, where they come up and touch my weapon. I didn't like that at all, and I would fucking check them with the buttstock real quick, tell them to get the fuck away. That was about the extent of the hand-to-hand combat I've seen. I've seen other guys take people to the ground, fucking zip tie them up real quick. That's the extent of I've seen. But I have heard stories during Fallujah of Marines going down the hallway in a line, and as the last guy passed, they would get pulled into a room by a bunch of insurgents and pretty much beaten or stabbed to death, and nobody would know anything about it. That's why a lot of our martial arts we feel is important, because you could have all the firepower you want in the world, but if somebody catches you off guard, they can definitely kill you with their bare fucking hands. I've heard a lot of crazy stories like that, but never really experienced any of that. Never really had to go toe-to-toe with somebody fist to fist. If it came to that, I did something fucking wrong at that point. I really fucked up if I have to like beat the fuck out of somebody with my hands. Alright, next question. This one was funny. I felt I had to answer this when I saw it. Are you tired of the bullshit questions? That was pretty good. I'm glad somebody else made that observation. Some of the questions I do receive are a little stupid, but I enjoy them. I mean, some of them are funny, some of them are disrespectful. It's whatever. I mean, you guys are all civilians. I would hope you are all civilians. I know there's a few veterans who watch me. They're the ones that speak up. I notice who they are. I see them correct people. But when I know a lot of you are getting ready to join up, when you actually get into the military and you do that sacrifice and you go through some of the same stuff I've gone through, not questions, but I would say the more jokingness about war and you know, taking a life or watching a friend die, it really doesn't become funny anymore. I've watched a few of my friends pass, and I definitely, it's not one of those things I want to talk about. I mean, as much as I would like to tell you guys about it and how I felt and how I feel now, it's far too emotional for me to do it. But I mean, sure, back in the day, I probably would have been one of those assholes that was like, oh, how many people have you killed? What's it like to kill somebody? Sure, because you're naive, you don't know any better. I mean, you've never really been put in that situation, and you've never really been exposed to that. So of course, people are curious. People are going to ask that question. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. It's a given. Those are some of the questions I see a lot. And it depends. There's some people who can take those kind of questions and, you know, take them with a grain of salt. And there's other vets who are having such a hard time dealing with what happened that questions like that might just set them over the top. So, as a warning to everyone, if you ever meet a veteran, that is the last question you ever want to ask them. And I thought I silenced my phone this time. But that is the last question you ever want to ask a veteran, because you never know what kind of problem he's dealing with or what he had to endure. And you really just want to be very sensitive about it. I mean, it's not something you can just throw out there. But anyways, we're going to be bringing more funny stories next week. Definitely check it out. I also got more DayZ coming up. Going to be live streaming soon with another big DayZ YouTuber. I'll keep that name a little unknown for right now. Alright guys, but this one's wrapping up, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.